How's it going, everyone? Adam coming at you again from Sinister Custom Cycles. This video is going to be covering the 1,000-mile review. I am actually quite a bit past 1,000 miles right now. I got 1,030 miles on my bike. Actual riding time, I racked that up in about 3 months. I built it late last year, 2013, and winter came, so it's parked for the winter, and then I've only had about a month of riding time this year so far. 1,030 miles, 49cc 4-stroke engine on a McCargy Huntington extended frame beach cruiser, and thing is still going strong. Still getting great gas mileage, starts every time. Engine runs good. The centrifugal clutch on there, this particular kit has a 4G belt drive. I've heard quite a few people complain that the 4G clutches had a bad one-way bearing. I haven't ran into any slippage or any change in operation yet, but I only have a little over 1,000 miles on it, so we'll see how the rest of the summer goes on that. I'll keep you posted. So I'm very meticulous with my bike. A couple times every month or so I'll go through it, I'll check all the welds, I'll clean it up, I'll wipe it down, wax it, oil the chains, and just pay attention to everything on there. Seeing as how this bike is my first build, there's a lot to pay attention to. I hear a lot of people buying the cheap bikes from department stores. The welds are cracking, they're getting stress cracks in various parts of the frame, they're just not lasting. I just went through this bike about a week ago, checked every single weld on here, bearings, everything like that, and it's phenomenal. There's no cracks anywhere. The bearings on the wheels, that's another thing I hear a lot about, how these bikes aren't made for the speed, the bearings are going to fry. Not saying those people are wrong, but so far, top speed 30 miles an hour, over 1,000 miles, the bearings are just like brand new in the wheels. There are a couple things that are going to have to be changed on this bike in my next builds that I'll be doing for myself, or maybe even this build here. I'm going to be doing things a little bit different. The first thing is the whole, as you can see, this bike is kind of the old style look to it. It's got the fenders on it, the spring seat, just that old style beach cruiser style. I added the Springer front end on it. Now there's two Springer front ends out there. There's this one you can pick up for about 50 bucks. And then there's the true style that you see on some of the old Whizzer bikes and the older Harley-Davidson motorized bikes way back in the day. Those forks are they're a lot better design, however they're about 200 bucks alone just for that style. So one thing I'm running into on this cheaper style here is I took the bolt out just so I can show you. But you see on this bolt here, I'm getting a lot of rubbing, and if my phone will focus here, you can actually see a groove being wore down in the bolt. And where the bolt goes, you'll see right down in the bottom here, probably almost a 1/4 inch groove in it already, where it's really oblong. That's where the bolt's rubbing right through. So eventually this groove's going to go down and weaken the fork significantly. So that's an issue. That's something that I'm going to have to do a different way, because even though it's over 1,000 miles already, it's just not satisfied with it. Next thing is, on this style bike, you really don't have a lot of options for brakes. The only brake on this bike is the original coaster brake. So you just pedal backwards and that's your brake. There's no other caliper brakes, disc brakes, anything like that. I've looked into ways to put caliper brakes on here, and with that Springer front end and the fenders on here, there's absolutely no post on the frame to add a brake, nothing like that, so it'd have to be custom designed and fabricated. Just a lot more than what I'm really looking at doing to this frame to add a brake. There are adaptable disc brake kits out there that you can add on to it, but then you're getting into changing your hubs, having your wheels relaced or just buying a new wheel altogether, and then your adapters to go onto the fork. By the time you get done with that, you're looking at hundreds of dollars per brake. Just not something I'm really looking at dumping into this bike. So my next style, even though it's going to kind of take away from that old style that I got going on here, I'm looking at a fork like this. Just a whole lot better design. As you can see, while it may not be a Springer, just the whole design, the arc, the way the fork is laid out, it's going to be a lot stronger. And also, you have the mounts already pre-installed for the disc brake. The wheels are going to have the mounts on it already. So one of the things I'm considering about doing is getting an old mountain bike or something like this and just robbing the parts off it and putting that style fork on a bike like this. That way I have the disc brake. The only thing I have to do is change it out. You can pick up a used mountain bike with that fork and brake on there for a couple $100. Also, another thing with this Springer fork on here, it's loud. All the pivot points on there and everything, it squeaks like crazy. You got this bolt running through the fork here. When you have something like that, all that stress pulling straight up on those welds, I see it as a weak point. So that's another reason I would kind of want to do things different here. Other than that, that's kind of the main things that I'm going for. I'm still looking at playing around with a different engine style, but I'm just trying to find the right frame that it'll fit into so I don't have to do a ton of modification. Other than that, over 1,000 miles, way under a year that I've had this bike since I built it, and nothing's wrong with it. I haven't adjusted the chain or anything in about 700 miles now. It's just phenomenal. Oil level hasn't deviated from what it was when I changed oil after 100 miles. So all around phenomenal, love it. As you can see, even with that many miles, that sprocket adapter hasn't moved yet. It's not touching any spokes, it's not putting any pressure on the spokes at all. Phenomenal. The upgraded bearing design that I did, that's still holding up. That's about 700 miles on that now, where the first setup that came with the kit lasted about not even 50 miles. So this one has 700 miles. It cost me $3 to do it a different way, holding up strong. All around great bike, absolutely love it. Any questions or anything, please email me, sinistercustomcycles@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I'll definitely keep you guys updated on future builds. I'm probably not going to do anything during the summer. Our summers are so short here in Minnesota that I'd rather just wait till winter time to start really tearing into it rather than being without a bike for a couple weeks. So until next time, I am looking, even though I don't have something fancy like a GoPro camera or anything, I am looking at doing a motion video, be my first motion video, just trying to hold my phone on it and going up a hill climb. So we got some pretty steep hills around here. I'm going to take this bike out and another 4-stroke bike that I have built sitting in the garage with different gearing ratios, just to show you how much power you can get out of a 4-stroke engine just by changing out your gearing ratios. So keep on subscribing, love the comments, any questions or anything at all, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions and help people out. Really, every day that I ride these bikes, I'm really getting more and more into motorized bikes. Love the sport, love the money I'm saving. Just this bike alone here, with the events I've gone to, the money I'm saving on gas, insurance, registration, license plates, things like that, I'll easily have this thing paid for in probably under a year. So, it'll pay for itself in under a year. So any questions, like I said, let me know. Keep subscribing, love your support, and yeah, until next time, probably about a week or two, so end of June, beginning of July, I'll be doing the hill climb videos with different bikes, different ratios, and show you what the difference is. You will be impressed. Until next time, take care.